fight for freedom still continues, right? See, we have to fight for freedom, not just an end to slavery. That's why we're still in this room. Because I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news, but people like myself can get arrested just by sitting in a Starbucks. Right? True story. People like my son can get shot dead just for holding a cell phone in their own backyard. True story. Stephen Clark. These are the things that are happening today. Not in 1960s, not in 1860s, but today. These things are still taking place. We are still at war. We are still fighting. And that's why we're here, to celebrate the idea that even though it's raining, there's still a sun that still shines above the clouds. When I go to my brother, oh yes, brother, help me please, just why,
My name is Ricardo Guthrie. I'm the Director of Ethnic Studies. We celebrate Juneteenth because it is the first time that African Americans got a chance to understand what it meant to be free. And unfortunately, many people didn't know that the Civil War was over and that enslavement had ended. Juneteenth is the combination of June 19th, 1865, when the formerly enslaved people of Texas found out the Civil War had been over and that they were legally free.
Juneteenth is extremely important because it signifies when the last slave finally understood that they were free, had the information that said they were free. 2 years after.
So in other words, Juneteenth is all about people who did not get the memo. Right? That's essentially what it's about, right? But not even realizing that in actuality they really were legally free.
We celebrate because we fought for our freedom. So Juneteenth is sort of like the 4th of July for African Americans in the United States.
Say hold on. Come on, that's what Juneteenth is about. Come on, say hold on. Okay, tell your neighbor.
Change is coming. Hold on. Hold on. Don't you worry. Don't worry about a thing. Hold on. Hold on. You can make it. Hold on. Hold on. Everything will be alright. Come on. La, la.
There's famous people take a pie and then we're telling them about the slice and the whole pie. And it's only 10:30 in the morning and I have to go home and make more pies because I'm almost all sold out. That's how good the pies are.
He awoke with high hopes that his dream would come true. Young and black with self-esteem, so no telling what he could do. He worked his way through the night singing this little light of mine with no clear idea how brightly his little light would shine. He brought hope to a people, though many remained in contemplation because in reality we're still missing our equality education. See, we shy away from conversations involving identities such as race, sex, gender, religion, class, sexuality, ability, age, primary language, nationality, ethnicity. I promise you this list goes on, trust me. Well. But understanding these intersections is a small piece of this fixture. And no one person has all the pieces to construct the big picture. That's why collective knowledge is so important. Because just like it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a community to educate a people.
Arizona Wildlife Experience out there doing it. All right, we see you. Got the National Weather Service out there.
just to be myself, just to know that I do have that freedom, and I do have all of these things because my people fought for us to be equal. So it's just freedom for me.
And then that's a big part, but for me, it's still, I guess I'm kind of the rebel. I still don't feel real free. I just don't feel free. And in a lot of instances, we still have to do so many things that is not freedom. It's just a lot of little things that other cultures wouldn't even think about that we have to think about. We're still black people. We still are. No matter how we are, how rich we are, how famous we become, the world still lets us know we're black, even though we celebrate this Juneteenth. You know, we still, and we have to do that in remembrance. We have to remind our boys that they're black on the streets.
Yes.
Just so many issues that still don't come into this pod of our emancipation. So I rebel every now and then and just do what I want to do.
When I'm in my zone, please don't bother me, cause I'm feeling alright when I'm on cloud 9 at 7,000 feet. So quick with the flows as the boombox bros up in northern AZ. Never cut a bit of slack when it comes to the rap. We blast on the track like a rat-a-tat-tat, and attack with a passion that can't be blast. A dab with attack with a handful of max. Bag of the stash, having a laugh. Build an alliance to master a craft. Taking it from the basement to the nation and trying to bring a good vibe back to rap. That's that, no argument and discussion. I know I'm big-headed when approaching the subject. Haters talk shit, but they know that we love it. We playing with fire, and they can't touch it. Hard to function when I'm busting out. Ain't nobody worried. Ain't no smiling faces. Lying to the races. Come in, come on, come on. I'll take you there. Oh, help me, brother. I'll take you there. Oh, help me, man. I'll take you there. I know a place. Ain't nobody crying. Ain't nobody. I know it sounds funny, but I just can't stand the pain. Girl, I'm leaving you tomorrow. If I'm easy life is on its everybody want to be, they want to be.
My name is Edith Weeks, and I teach for the Ethnic Studies program at Northern Arizona University. We celebrate Juneteenth because it officially, if you look at the history of African Americans, the 4th of July didn't free us. We were still enslaved in 1776. We didn't actually experience freedom until after the Civil War. In fact, the whole point of the Civil War had to do with this struggle for who was to be free and who was to be a citizen and who was not to be. And so that battle was successfully won. The rebel states fought against the United States, but the United States won, and we played a key part in that victory, and it's worthy of a celebration.
You make me happy. You make me whole. You take the pain away. I'm so in love with you. Here we go. Everybody say you make me happy. You make me whole. You make me whole. You take the pain away. Take the pain I'm away. So in love with you. Yeah. Now everything about you is right. Covers all my wrongs. see whiskey. Oh, it's sweet. Strawberry wine. Love is worth a blind.
Happy Juneteenth. Hey, we're so happy that all of you are here. This is an exciting day for us. This is the 6th year of the Juneteenth celebration here at the historic Murdoch Community Center. And my name is Deborah Harris. I'm the board president for the Southside Community Association. And we operate the historic Murdoch Community Center, which is the building that you're sitting in. The Murdoch Center sits on the site of the segregated school, Dunbar, that was built in about 1926 and was desegregated in about 1952. And so we're sitting on a historic site, not the building itself. But I want to thank all of you for coming.
We're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move. Rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. We will rise, so we will rise up.
Raise yourself, or if you please, my hand to help you so.
Ambition, madam, is a great man's madness.
Complete man, I speak it without flattering. Turn your eyes and look upon yourself.
Were there no heaven, nor hell, I should be honest.
Be gentle, love. And because you shall not come to me in death, be now my steward. Here upon your lips I'll sign you with that away.
Thank you.
No involuntary servitude or imprisonment is legal and forevermore. Except what?
Except
Punished for a crime where the party has been duly convicted. Ding, 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 ding. So, technically, the 13th Amendment ended slavery, but what it also did was open up the door, and they started these things called black codes, right? Whereby all of a sudden, they would imprison blacks for crimes that were largely made up. Meaning, Monday you had slavery, Tuesday you outlawed it, and on Wednesday they came up with the law that said, well, if you don't have a job and if you're illiterate, you have to go to jail. And again, the purpose is not to embarrass or shame anybody, but if anything, to alert you. What is it that we don't know? Then ask the second question, why don't we know this? Seriously, why don't we know these things if they're important?
You know you done me wrong, but you're gonna be sorry someday. The truth gone, babe. It's gone away for good. The truth is gone, baby. It's gone away for good. No, you done me wrong, but you're gonna be sorry.
When it comes to the way they have people divided into basic racial ethnic categories today, that group known as first Negro, then Black, then more recently African American, we've gone through a distinct set of humiliating circumstances in our struggle towards freedom in the greatest nation in the world. That's our reputation. And so until we're free and are actually able to experience those rights, no one in the world is free. So for me, it means that more people need to know about it. I think the more media should be here. More people should be interested and engaged in uttering the words Juneteenth. That's what it means for me.
Don't ever apologize for your blackness. So this song says,
no apologies beautiful, and I give God all the glory. Amen. Amen. No apologies beautiful. Lord, you made me beautiful, and you set me free beautiful. So I am beautiful. Looked in the mirror, brown skin top to bottom. Hey. Beautiful. Lord, you made me beautiful, and you set me free beautiful. So I am beautiful. Hey.
The reason we celebrate Juneteenth in Flagstaff is that there was a large southern population who came here to cut wood, to work on the railroads and in the restaurants. And they settled in south side, south of the tracks, to try to bring together that southern history. Juneteenth celebrates that history in ways that you really won't see in the rest of the city. And we've been doing it here at the Murdoch Center for the last 7 or 8 years, and in the city for maybe about 15 years. Juneteenth means to me music, dance, art, food, celebrating family and kinship. It means all those things because those are the elements of being a free person. It also means to me African American joy and arts and culture, because we get a chance to show off the things that we do with spoken word, with music, with food, with dance, which we'll hear later today at the Murdoch Center. So those are the things that Juneteenth means to me.
The faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought.